Advanced English Arabic Learning Session 105. The audience broke into hoots of laughter. Collegiate life. The Oxford collegiate system. I managed to have a disagreement with him right off the bat. Right off the bat, I could tell that the plan had no chance of success. I asked him to help, and he said yes right off the bat. I was all prepared to put up a fight. He gave in right off the bat. He took a bite and right off the bat he knew that something was wrong. Those without hats nearly succumbed to frostbite. He suffered very severe frostbite with long-term effects. 2 of the mountain climbers were suffering from frostbite. She was fighting off the numbness of frostbite. A witness had been hypnotized to enhance his memory. She gazed down, hypnotized by the swirling tide. They are redrawing office blueprints to include large shared spaces. The scheme was a blueprint for future development programs. The landscape architect blueprint a 10-year plan for the gardens. At the meeting, she tried to get the ball rolling by asking a few questions. Let's get the ball rolling by putting up some posters. A conscript in a shabby uniform saluted the car. A shabby fellow in slippers and an undershirt. He was mown down in a hail of machine gun bullets. A father of 4 was mown down and killed as he cycled home from work. Angling for tuna in turbulent tidal races. The vet took blood samples from the horses before they raced. Fingers crossed that I can remain stateside. It's a car model that will be sold stateside for the first time next year. He's been living in England for several years, but he's returning stateside next month. Stateside police departments. It is not the sort of stuff you get stateside. Sorry, mate, had my fingers crossed. I got a license means I have got a license. You gotta be careful means you have got to be careful. The boss made regular inspections in order to keep employees on their toes. All imports of timber are in compliance with regulations. I got a jet. I have got to jet. This website offers good life hacks for better use of your time. I'm sworn to secrecy. To read obsessively looking for the latest life hacks. And yet I haven't seen any life hacks featuring this. I got a letter from him the other day. I'll get the sack if things go wrong. They gathered at a given time. Given the complexity of the task, they did a good job. Given the completely disparate nature of the 2 jobs. Given those odds, one might as well flip a coin. He jumped ship in Cape Town. His response was full of bile and hatred. The vomitus will be greenish, bilious, because it contains bile from the gallbladder. Meat eaters must produce extensive bile acids in their intestines. The stairs ended at a trapdoor. The entrance to the crypt is currently through a trapdoor in a timber floor. There's a trapdoor into the attic. I gave writing my best shot, but I just don't think I can make a career out of it. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll give it my best shot. I'm your friend, not your keeper. I don't want to rock the boat. Don't rock the boat until the negotiations are finished. You rock the boat when you think change is necessary. Getting our car back turned into quite a saga. The sad saga of her life in poverty. The whole saga began back in May. Theirs was a classic saga of immigrants who rose to prominence. Parts of the racecourse were waterlogged. Don't be such a sad sack. He just sat there like a sad sack, sulking in the corner of the party. Who is that sad sack mopping in the corner? He pulled a handkerchief from his pocket to mop his brow. He wiped his brow. His brows lifted in surprise. The cottages were built on the brow of a hill. Nobody liked this sad sack man. Wayfish models strut down the catwalk. The wayfish 18-year-old, already married, and a mother. Sappy old love songs are mawkishly over-sentimental. It's really a wonderful song, even if it is a little sappy. It's a sappy film. Take some tissues when you see it. She gets all sappy when she is around babies. She wrote long sappy letters to the librarian. At the peak of her ambiguous angst, she beats her breast in sappy mourning upon the death of her father. He was elected by a handsome majority. You are the handsomest man here. You are the most handsome man here. You still handsomer, more handsome than the rest. He went about his illegal business with a brazen assurance. Never in her life had she done anything so brazen. They have wings of gold, brazen claws and the tusks of boars. He was considered expendable and dropped from the team. He regarded his wife as an expendable and can live alone. A succinct and persuasive sales pitch. Demand for the new car soon reached fever pitch. New allegations brought interest in the scandal to a fever pitch. Campaigning is reaching fever pitch for elections on November. When she lost her job, it all went pear-shaped. He's starting to pick up the pace and do a little better. Only go commando when you're sleeping at night. Stag hunting was a favorite recreation with English royalty. An army of stags led by a lion would be more formidable than one of lions led by a stag. You can go stag or with a group of friends to this party. She dyed her hair pink to masquerade her grey strands. He wanted to masquerade his feelings for the woman. They all wore masks for the masquerade party. We threw her a birthday bash. I bashed my arm against the door. He used to be very bashful, blushing at the drop of a hat. The dispute will be used as an excuse to bash the unions. Have a bash at this quiz. Throughout his illness, he remained in the bosom of his family. Joan was delighted to welcome her boyfriend into bosom of her large, close-knit family. Few countries had depleted their foreign reserves to prop up their currencies. They ultimately turned to the IMF to stem the losses. We were ready to pack our bags and go on vacation at the drop of a hat. The congressman became so involved in the wording of his bill that he couldn't see the forest for the trees. If you've been bashing away at a project for too long, you can't see the wood for the trees. You don't always see the wood for the trees. You can definitely beat the rap and avoid any jail. He beat the rap by pleading mental illness. The accused beat the rap by pleading temporary insanity. The youngsters were caught shoplifting, but somehow they were able to beat the rap. We were young and full of beans. I've tried every possible source without success, and now I'm at my wit's end. Let's make a plan for tomorrow. Whenever we play it by ear, we just stay home and don't do anything at all. Let's play it by ear and not reserve a ride back to the hotel. John decided to play it by ear when he went for his interview. Rather than adopting a new academic strategy, the principal decided to play it by ear. The army came out and gave us the whole 9 yards on how they use space systems. Kate delivered the goods and got us the 5 votes we needed. The cleaning fluid worked like a charm on the carpet stain. The unexpected election result left a lot of journalists with egg on their faces. We were able to observe their behavior at close quarters. She was scared stiff of flying. A foreign correspondent makes friends in all four corners of the world. I was scared stiff that I would fail the driver's test. Our boss is reluctant to change the policy now because she doesn't want to open a can of worms. I hadn't practiced the part, so I got up there and winged it. Has John arrived yet? He's been and gone. Deep lines grooved her face. He relaxed and began to groove. Revelers were getting into the groove. The band was slowly getting in the groove. To be in the groove this year you'll have to get a fake fur coat. Fred was beginning to groove on new age music when he met Phil. Let's groove. The bolt slid easily into the groove. Sliding doors and windows move in groove. They're happy to stay in the same old groove. His thoughts were slipping into a familiar groove. All the doors were locked and bolted. She was laughing and shouting and generally full of beans. Jem was full of beans after a long sleep. Nora decided to take the bull by the horns and organize things for herself. Our favorite restaurant has gone to the dogs lately. The economy is going to the dogs. Grasp the nettle. The command economy can't deliver the goods. Julie, always jumping in with both feet before she knows the facts. If you provoke somebody, you can expect an aggressive reaction. If you mess with the bull you get the horns. The boss and I do not always see eye to eye. The end. Coming next. Session 100.